Hey there, this is Atul, and in this video, I'm going to talk about how to update your AWS billing details. Like, for example, you need to update your credit card, or if your account has expired, or you want to add any new credit card just because you want to do a second payment method. Now, the whole context behind is that I use AWS to host my website and run my applications on top of AWS, and also as a part of the training, we prepare hands-on labs on creating hands-on labs for an AWS account. I was using a credit card that expired, and I started getting an email like this, which says that your AWS account is past due date, and that's because the card I was using expired. So keep getting these emails that my account will get terminated if I don't make the payment. So if you're in a situation like that, and if you want to update the credit card or where to find out this credit card details, that's what I'm going to cover in this video. So first is make sure you log into your AWS account. I've covered these separate videos on how to create an AWS account and how to log into those accounts or a free trial account as well. So assuming you already have an account and you want to go and update the billing details. So what you're going to do is come here and search for billing, and then click on this billing here. And billing is, you have a different regions depending on where you want to provision your resources, in this case S3 bucket or my machines, etc. But billing is always global. So irrespective of where you create the account or where do you have create your provision your resources, this billing is going to be always global. It's central place. So you'll search on billing, it will tell you how much money you spent. There are other things as well. You can go and check the bills, etc. Now, I want to come straight. This will tell you where exactly the money is being used. So if you see now, in my case, it's simple storage service. Now, I want to find out that my card is expired. So how to update, or where do you update that credit card? And that will come under billing preferences. So there's a payment preferences and the billing preference. So let's look at first billing preference here. Now, this is where I'll see I can receive these invoices by the email. I can disable credit sharing, others as well. But this is, if you look at the billing preference, doesn't have, it's more about email notification, etc. But let me look at the payment preference, because payment is where my credit card should be there. So I click on payment preferences. And if you scroll down, it says I have a card which is MasterCard, which is expiring in 20 or ending with card number 2007. It's my wife's credit card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on here and say payment. And so instead of, because the card is expired, I need to add a new card. So I'm going to click on and say add a payment method here. And this is where you say, do you want to use a credit or debit card, or you want to use bank account? In my case, bank account is disabled, and I think it's for a different method, or depending on what kind of account you have, you may or may not have a payment method via bank account, like in my case. I'm going to type my card details. So I can use either American Express, MasterCard, or Visa, and I'll set as a default method. I'll update my billing details. And if I want to add a new email, I can add up to 3 billing contact details, which is good. So I want to notify my team, as well as my own personal email, as well as the person who handles my payments, all the payments will add those emails. You may or may not have that, and will click on add card. So I will hold this. I'll enter these details and I'll come back on the next part once I've added these details and I've clicked on add card. So when I entered my all the details, including credit card, in my credit card, there's a verification required where I need to validate my card number. So I've got this is a step is required if your credit or debit card has an additional authentication mechanism. We call multi-factor authentication, where I've entered these details. I need to be verified. So they've sent me a token on which I'm going to enter, and they're going to charge me for $1 for this verification. So I'll enter the message that I've received and then click on submit. So it's now verifying, and then once the verification is done, the payment page will be updated with, or it'll come back to the billing. Now, if you see here, US East, so billing will always be in US East. That's the default region for billing, which is a global level setting. Let's say verifying the payment method. The payment method has been successfully added. Now, if you look at here, this is my billing, which is ending with card ending with 2026. It's my wife's name. Yeah, that's pretty much now successfully added. And if I look at the billing or bills, and I can now make the payment if there's any payment outstanding on this. So this is the payment. Let's see if there's any payments due. It should basically automatically retry that payment. So it was 3rd of January. A payment was due for 3rd of January 2023. So let's see if I say that select this and say complete the payment. Let me try the payment and see. Yes, summary. Yes, verify and pay. So it's basically this is the date on which it's going to be paying, and 0.96, say verify and pay. Now it's saying paying with MasterCard 2007, and you've successfully completed the payment. And that basically completes this whole video where we have said how to create a billing, how to do the payments as well. Now, if you want to know more about these are picked up from our one of the training program. And if you want to know more about this, there's a free class that I'll be inviting. So have a look at the description section where I'll cover more about a free class that you can attend and learn more about this topic. With that, this is Atul. And if you have any questions, leave them under comment as well. So I'll see you in another video.